Welcome to this CDC AMX replay on the test server. I'm platooned up with Maror, and we were both trying out these tanks. He was trying out the T-34-2 and I decided to try the AMX CDC because I think this tank looks really cool. It's quite fast, as you can see, especially going uphill, but that's because it's got a great engine power to weight ratio, so it can climb like a boss. And it has quite a nice gun with 212 penetration, although the gun suffers from the same problem that all French guns suffer from, that it loses a lot of penetration over distance, and that it has a real habit of dinging off of all kinds of surfaces. It's really weird. Especially the Lorraine had this problem as well with the 100mm. It had something like 232 penetration, but after about 150 meters that seemed to be 175. But all in all, I quite like this tank. It is good enough to get itself into and out of situations. You'll see that later on in the replay. And as you can see, there's not much going on yet, and all their mediums are pushing, so I'm going to try and support Maror. The aim time on the gun is alright. It's not suitable for snapshotting though. If it's not fully aimed, the shot will miss, which is a little bit annoying. But it's certainly not a bad gun. We are up front here fighting the tier 10s as tier 8s, and as you can see, the reload is quite nice as well. So trying to go for a cupola snapshot or snipe isn't really working. And here we see ourselves dinging off a Leopard 1, so yeah. But then this T-57 is in the open, so it's time to put some shots into him. Maror is sort of driving him a shot a little, and there again you see 212 penetration side of a T-57 heavy, and shot just dings. At this point I'm starting to see the light tank in our base slaughtering the arty, so I decide to go back while Maror pushes on. Soon the arty will ask for help as well, and I'm actually fast enough to get there and take care of that light tank, so that's what I'm going to do. As you can see, the tank does about 55, 56. It can go up to 60, so it's quite nice. And this position is really nice for this kind of work, although I got spotted, which is a bit weird with all the trees in the way, but hey, I guess they didn't want this position to become overpowered. Do a nice blind shot and kill the LTTB, so the last remaining arty is safe, and it's time for us to go to work. All the enemy tanks appear to be on the other side, so that's where I'm going. And here I make the classic mistake with a French tank to go downhill really fast, and these things fly really nicely, just like the Foch and the Lorraine. And I was actually lucky to only receive minor damage, because normally your tank is completely busted when you fall off like a small ridge. I had that once with the Foch where I was driving full speed and I drove off a little ledge and the whole tank was wrecked. They take damage so easily, it's quite annoying. As you can see, I'm at this moment the only one here, so I didn't know what the enemy was doing, so at first I'm going via our base to see if any of them are pushing on the cap or not. I mean, I know it's a test server, but yeah, still need to defend. And Maror is saying that the T-34-2 is basically the same as the T-34-1 with better accuracy. So yeah, that's actually quite good, because I'm pretty close to unlocking that. So I was asking him what his opinion was on the tank. And apparently it's quite nice, so yeah, I can't complain. There seems to be nothing here. I expected the 113, and there we see the RT. So put a shot in, and someone else kills him. While this tank is really fast, it doesn't steer too well though. It's a bit sluggish, so I guess Wargaming screwed up the ground resistance and all the hidden stats again on this tank for no reason, which is a bit annoying. You would expect this tank with this power to weight ratio and that good an engine to be basically on par with a light tank mobility wise, but it simply isn't, which is annoying, as well as it's hard capped at around 60 kilometers an hour, which is also quite annoying. And now I'm trying to find that last enemy tank, the 113. We don't see him, so I thought he was behind this hill. And the replay seems to be lagging a bit, I don't know why. Obviously this is a test server, so there's no mods installed. But yeah, I hope it's not too annoying. As you can see, the last enemy is capping, because this is a test server and capping tests some mechanic apparently. But now you can get to see the good horsepower to ton ratio of this tank, and we are actually able to climb uphill at around 30 kilometers an hour, which is definitely not bad. So definitely not for a medium at least. So yeah, just climbing up the hill and going to try and take out that 113. I've loaded premium ammo because it's a test server and I just want to see how it works. And the 113 can be a bit notorious for dinging. And obviously he's behind that building there. There's really no other place he could or would be. And at this point I know I can take a hit, so I'm not trying to evade him. I'll just take the shell. But he gets killed by Artie, so yeah. If you're thinking about getting this tank, it's actually, I think it's quite a good medium. I think the speed limit should be uncapped and the terrain resistance values should be brought into line to give it better mobility. Because it has no armor, it has a quite nice gun, but since it has no armor it needs proper speed, and yeah, it sometimes doesn't. So yeah, hope you found this replay enjoyable, and yeah, please subscribe to the channel, rate it, and see you next time.